Oh, my dear people, my beloved community, has it ever felt so much like the world that we have known is coming to a close and something new, something unknown is being shaped each and every day?
We hold this moment together, honoring the cool comfort of fall, of beginnings, of crisp air, of children in school, a fellowship year cycling through another start, rhythm and routine in place.
Everything returns to normal, except that normal took a leave of absence 2.5 years ago. Or was it 4? Or was it 10? We scoff at the phrase new normal, since the new normal consists of abnormal.
And yet, here we are, together making our way through. We use grace, patience, persistence, love to sustain us. We laugh, we cry, we share, we sigh. Sometimes it's hard to get out of bed. Sometimes it's hard not to boogie down. We will live between the press of fear and love, of smoke and fresh air, sickness and health. And yet there abides throughout the wisp of hope and promise born from the human spirit that we have seen over and over again, arriving amongst misery to mend the opened wound.
If that hope, that promise seems too distant to recognize, we who can will offer you some, offer you love, our hand stretched out to comfort, to hold, to high five, that we all may be strengthened through the human spirit.
And here is the gift of community, that we may live more wholly, more truly, more authentically, more ourselves, and in doing so, the world we dream of becomes immediately more real and realized.
So come now across platforms, practices, and preferences to declare your joy in our resilience, to proclaim that we have pivoted and piloted, we have planned and then replanned, and then thrown all of those plans to the wind.
We've adapted, designed, revised, and rekindled. We've accepted, denied, adjusted, and amended. We've offered grace. We've been offered grace. We have not always been our best selves. We are learning, and not always quickly, but perfection was never the point.
We claimed we'd get all this right on the first try.
We never. Try again.
With humility.
But that's great, you get it?
Yeah. With humility, we know we're on a path. I think he set me up, Joe. We journey together with imperfection, but with a commitment to each other and to growth. We are here because we long to try again, to promise with people to be partners in this long haul work of loving and becoming amidst our falling short.
But sometimes we nailed it. We stuck the landing and rocked it. We knocked it out of the park. We got it right. We hit the mark. We said, hey, that was my best self. And it felt good and right.
So here, let your body tell the truth. Shake free the stories that live within your skin and sway and dance them out. Or sit still and let the room swirl around you.
Breathe in your bounty. Breathe out your tension. Breathe in our beauty. Breathe out our worry. Be here with it all, with all of us, in the freedom of this new day.
It is hard to tell. Are we in the middle of a storm? Is the storm passing over? Is the sun breaking through the clouds, or is it gathering? Is the smoke arriving, or is it clearing away?
Does the water create a flood? Does it soothe a drought? Does it nourish our souls? Does it quench our thirst? Yes, All this at once, all this is true as me, as true as me, and as true as you, as true as us.
And thank God for us, and thank the universe, and the mysterious unfolding process called life, and the trees, and the wind, and the food, and the colors, and the babies, and the elders.
For this is also true. This new day, this very day dawns for us all, me and you. And we do have us. So come, let our spirits enter where our bodies have already taken space, and let us fill this place, this room with love, by making room for love to form from the inside out and spill all about. Welcome this very morning to our in-gathering water celebration. Let us begin by rising and singing, or sitting and singing and dancing, or singing and swaying, or singing and not, or however it is you'd like to engage this. Maybe you'd like to be sung to. We are so glad that you are here this morning. You might have been here last week, and you might have been here all summer. This might be your first Sunday here, but this is our in-gathering service where we come together and we celebrate the beginning of our church year, when we get into a bit of a habit and routine where our religious exploration classes for our children will begin next week, and we just celebrate the good thing of being together and looking forward to our future for this coming year together, not knowing what it will bring. We know that it will bring some highs and some joys, and we know it will bring some struggles. Water is interesting like that. This is our water ceremony. You might start to notice a theme as we move through our morning. It's heavy on the water imagery. This song reminds us that water sometimes can be dangerous, and sometimes, we respond to that. But we find resilience along the way. We find resilience with each other. Jill is going to lead us in this song, We'll invite you to do whatever you want. Stay seated, sit, stand, sit. Sit. I think sit. It's kind of that kind of song.
So if you know it, sing it with me, and as you hear it, you'll be able to sing along as well. There are more waters rising, this I know, this I know. There are more waters rising, this I know. There are more waters rising, they will find their way to me. There are more waters rising, this I know, this I know. There are more waters rising, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know. There are more fires burning, they will find their way to me. There are more fires burning, this I know, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know. I will wade through the waters, this I know, this I know. I will wade through the waters, this I know. I will wade through the waters when they find their way to me. I will wade through the waters, this I know, this I know. I will wade through the waters, this I know. I will walk through the fires, this I know, this I know. I will walk through the fires, this I know. I will walk through the fires when they find their way to me. I will walk through the fires, this I know, this I know. I will walk through the fires, this I know. We will wade through the waters, this we know, this we know. We will wade through the waters, this we know. We will wade through the waters when they find their way to us. We will wade through the waters, this we know, this we know. We will wade through the waters, this we know.
Woo. This service is an all-ages service, which are always full of a different kind of energy. It is so good to be together the whole time with all of us, from the youngest to our most eldest among us. There's two new spaces. There's a space in the back and there's a space up here for kids now. It's new this morning and we're pretty excited about it. It's on the carpet. There are some seats and some blankets, so if you're a kid or you're an adult who prefers to sit on the ground or hang out in a different space, it's right there. So I'm going to light our chalice this morning, and it is going to be, if you see these things or have faith that you could find them here on a Sunday morning, you just kind of whoop, cheer, and do your hands like this, if you think that you can. If you think that when you come here on a Sunday, you might see a smile. All right. If you come on a Sunday morning and you think you just might hear some music. If you come on a Sunday morning and you might find people enjoying coffee after the service. if you come here on a Sunday morning and you know that it's okay, whether you're feeling fantastic or you're feeling down in the dumps, that there's a place for you here. There's a space for you here. If you wonder on a Sunday morning, the chalice mighting just might be something silly, like doing woo and raising your hands in the air.
A bright and happy good morning and happy ingathering. I'm Chayla Sloper, the Congregational Life Facilitator, and I have today's announcements, and I'm going to try to make them concise. I know this is a big challenge, but there are some important things. Firstly, a little, actually, no, I'll do that later. Okay, Chayla. Our music program for children and youth begins this Wednesday. So there are two different groups that will be, that Eric will be leading, Eric Ekstrom, our lovely, wonderful music director. So we have groups for K through 5 and 6 through 12. You can sign up at the kiosk and, or contact Eric. This next Saturday is the art fair. Our art team, Art Resources team, they go by Art, invite us between 10 and 2, and these will be some things for purchase and other things just to enjoy, but that's this next Saturday. Our art team also has a very exciting art exhibit coming up that we need our participation in. There will be a remembrance exhibit that we invite you to share memorabilia or stories of your family. Think about possibly immigrant grandparents or great-grandparents, or just things from your childhood or your grandparents' childhood. But so there's more information in the ACE, and so there's a deadline of later this month. So if you can go through your treasure troves and contact the art team for their installation on remembrance. I think that'll be a really beautiful exhibit. Hi to everybody on Zoom. Just glad that you're with us, and it always is good to be reminded that the welcome of our heart extends to those who are connecting through the satellites. It's pretty remarkable. What I forgot to share last Sunday about the community fair, I will share today. And so that is going to be on Sunday, September 25th, after the service. And the Leadership Development Committee invites everyone to find out how stuff gets done at UUFCO. There was one time, I'll just tell this little story. When I was in my 20s, I volunteered to cook Thanksgiving dinner. Oh boy, did I learn about what my mom had been doing year after year. And so there's kind of there's an analogy here. There's a lot going on. And if you would like to participate in committees or teams, or sign up to be an usher or greeter, join the choir, there'll be a lot of activity. You'll be able to meet committee members, Sign up to volunteer, and there will be conversation to enjoy, woo, and some treats and fellowship. The adult spiritual development team has 3 exciting classes that are available this fall. There'll be the 6-week DVD series on the history of Unitarian Universalism. Beginning in October, Jan Lindemann has a 5-week dream interpretation class, and there's information in the ACE about the book that she would like you to have for that you can get through a particular purveyor of retail items that I don't like to mention. And then Reverend Scott will be teaching a class beginning in November, integrating our religious past, looking back, loving forward. This Tuesday, there's going to be an interfaith network of Central Oregon, the INCO Peace Service. This will be at 6:30 at Trinity Episcopal downtown, and it might be nice for folks from UUFCO to be there. The Mad Hatter Tea for the auction will be Friday, October 14th. This will be an opportunity to bring out our wildest hats and just enjoy a tea together before the online auction opens up later that day. I did want to point out there's one tiny little typo in the skyline today. The movie group will be meeting on the 4th Friday. So instead of the 28th, you might just want to take a pencil or a pen. It'll be on the 23rd. So just if you're interested in coming for an interesting movie, the movie group team is selecting really good movies, and then discussion after. That'll be the 4th Friday of the month. So there's a lot going on, and joy to you this day, bright blessings.
Morning, I'm Amy Brock, and I'm the Director of Religious Exploration for Children and Youth. And if you haven't come to check out our new Cozy Corner, just want to remind you again that it's here for anyone of all ages to explore and to be a little bit closer to me today. We have some yoga bolsters and blankets and all kinds of cozy things to connect with. So anybody can come be here right now with me or at any time. So with that being said, while people are coming or maybe thinking about coming, let's just take a moment to think about why we enjoy being in this space together. Why did you come today? What is so wonderful about being here? Yeah, I can think of so many different reasons that I enjoy being here in this space. And I bet if we named them, it would just probably like cover all of the walls and the ceiling and the floor. Because it is just such a special experience to be able to be here in this space every week. All right, so this month we are exploring the theme of belonging. That's our Soul Matters theme. And belonging means that we are thinking about being together. So it's good to take a moment to think about why we enjoy being in this space together. And some of the ideas that we have about being together are in our 7 principles. Does anybody know what any of our 7 principles are? You've spent some time with me and Ari, we might have talked about them. If you know, can you just shout them out? And as you shout them out, I'm gonna put some colors in this bowl right here. Any other ideas? Yeah. Yeah. You can come see if you want to. Democratic process. Yeah. Yeah, there are 7 of them. I heard a lot of them, but I'll say them just to make sure we covered all of them. Everybody's important. Everybody should be treated fairly and kindly. We should accept one another and keep working together. Everybody should get to vote. We're working toward a peaceful world, and we get to care for all beings and the earth. And if you look up on the screen up there, you can see what's happening too, but I don't mind if you're here. So we have some colors in our bowl here that are representing our values and our principles. But one cool thing about our faith is that we don't just share these values and principles when we're here. We get to have them and share them when we go to school, when we go to work, when we do all kinds of things. It's pretty cool, right? Yeah. Everybody wants to see. So what's going to happen in a minute is I'm going to touch the top of it, and that's going to provide some surface tension. And so when we do that, that's kind of like what happens when we come together to share different experiences and to explore all of our values together. Yeah. All right. So if you are going to be one of those people who are going to share some of these values and experiences here with us in this space, our wonderful RE teachers this year, I'd like to invite you to stand up or raise your hand so that we can see who you are. Because the reality is that none of this would have happened in this bowl. We could have put the colors in and we could have just looked at it, but they wouldn't have moved around and we couldn't have shared our experiences like that if I hadn't have helped it. So I want to see some of those helpers who are with us who are going to help us explore some of those values and experiences this year in RE. So if you're here and you're going to be one of our mentors or advisors or volunteers, can you just raise your hand? Yes, thank you so much. All right. And if you are one of my friends up here and you weren't at our potluck on Friday and you didn't get one of these charms, I invite you to take one of these with you. And as you take one of those, you can put it on your backpack or any other bag that you have, or just carry it around. And that can help you remember that you are loved here so much. Yes. When you see it this year. All right. It is. Everybody got one? Yep. So many choices. Okay, thank you. And so ends our Time for All Ages here together today, but we will be excited to have our RE classes next week. And with that, we will say our children's covenant. In this place, I am kind. In this place, I am loving. In this place, I am a friend to the earth and all animals and people. In this place, I am loved.
We can sing our children back to their seats so they can stay and hang out in the pad. As you stay, rejoice around you. As you stay in peace. Know our love is with you always. As you stay, Our theme for September is belonging. Belonging, I realize it is a deep and complicated and beautiful idea to feel a sense of belonging. This morning before our service, we got together in the Linus Pauling room and we had a new member ceremony, and we welcomed some new members into this fellowship. It was beautiful. It was a wonderful moment of celebration and belonging. I'd like to invite those folks who joined this fellowship up at this time.
So here at UUFCO, we seek to create a loving community that transforms us while we transform the world. We rejoice anytime another person claims UUFCO as their spiritual home and hopes to work with us to build and sustain this community. Oh, feel free to. I think the choir won't mind. If you can stand in front of the choir.
See us. You can. We look at them the whole time.
That's right. So at the book signing ceremony this morning, each new member received a new member name tag, a book about our faith, and the gold ribbon that will identify them for until the next membership class as new members. So be sure to greet and welcome them. And so I've asked them to say their names and to share if they would like just a word or a phrase about belonging and what it is about UUFCO that drew them here.
Good morning. I'm Bobby McGinn, and I have been coming to this congregation off and on from Arizona. And so we moved here full time, and I'm happy to have it my home. Thank you.
Hi.
Oh,
That's all right, don't worry.
Hi. My name is Steph Jenkinson, and so many of you commented on how smiley I am when I'm here, but when I'm here, I have so many reasons to smile, so it's a beautiful place.
Thank you for testing out the microphone for me ahead of time. I'm Nathan Jenkinson, and I have had like so many communities before that it was not really a choice, right? I was expected to be there or whatever, and I'm just so glad that I have chosen to be here, and it's amazing.
Hi, my name is Natalie Jacuzzi, and this is my daughter. My daughter Carmes, and we have been coming since I think April of this year, and we have felt so welcomed here. We're so happy to be here.
I'm Ginger, and I am happy to have found such a warm and welcoming community with whom I share so much.
I'm Bonnie Sachs, and I feel so warmly welcomed here. Thank you.
I'm Linda Stabler. I tend to move a lot, and so when I bought what I hope will be my last house here in Redmond, I made darn sure that there was a UU church here before I came.
I'm Mary Rogers, and when I came here the first time, somewhere last spring, I said, hey, this is it. This is the place I've meant to land. This is my anchor. And I do feel so welcomed by everyone. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm Freddie Cook. I'll be 90 years old in 3 days. So I've gathered the clan, 3 sons, 6 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild. And then the sad part of my life is I lost my wife last year after 47 years of marriage. Thank you for listening.
I'm Ann Wyman, and I'm full of gratitude for this church and all the people here. Thank you.
I'm Lynn Wyman. Thank you for welcoming us into your community.
Eager to sign membership both when they're back in town are Ann and Bob Wood. So they are also seasoned Unitarian Universalists, and they're eager to become members. Joining the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Central Oregon means entering into covenantal relationship. A relationship of mutuality, of giving and receiving. Our mission is that we join together to find meaning, celebrate life, and to serve the spirit of love and justice in our world. So will the members of the congregation rise? As they join us, will you once again renew your own commitment to this congregation as we live into beloved community? We will. Will you always work to create space of welcome, of exploration, of justice, and of mutual support through the joys and sorrows of life? We will. And will you receive our new members with open arms and hearts, celebrating their now deeper connection with this community? We will. I was going to say, if so, say we will. You may be seated. Welcome, new members of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Central Oregon. On behalf of the membership of UUFCO, we extend to you all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities associated with membership in this congregation. I encourage you to learn about our Unitarian Universalist tradition, our history, and our promise. You are now a part of this congregation, with all of its imperfections and beauty, with all of our human frailty, our power, and our hope. We joyfully receive you as members among us. Welcome again.
There's a natural cycle to the church year. Things generally begin to die down before the summer, and there's a pause. Around this time of year, things start to pick back up, energy swells, folks come back from vacations. Well, we noticed that last year, after being isolated from the pandemic, and we were coming back slowly and adjusting, that the year was long and we were just putting it all together. And last spring, we noticed that things around here just began to thrive and started popping all over the place. And then summer hit and we exhaled and we wondered, how long would it take till that energy arrived again? Would it be September, October, maybe? Maybe we'd need to get back and it would be December before we really found our footing. What we found is that people rested in July, maybe. But by August, folks were already thriving and teaming and scheming and doing all kinds of things here at the fellowship. I was at a social justice steering team meeting over the summer, and we went around and the projects that were taking flight, the safe parking program, and our Water for Warm Springs, and our continued relationship with Bethlehem Inn, and Nourish, having new garden plots, and our tutoring program, everything was just beginning to swell. And our RE programs are coming back, and our adult RE program is coming back, and our pastoral care team never took a month off for the summer because life doesn't take a month off. And events were happening, and the building was being taken care of, and the fellowship just began to have that momentum again. It is good to be a part of a place that is alive. It is good that we come together and make this place alive with ourselves and our ideas and our energies and with our resources. And so in that spirit, we'll take this morning's offering to support those good works of this congregation. Life has ups and life has downs. And that's just the way life goes. And that's just okay. We celebrate our joys and sorrows here on Sunday morning together. We have these written forms if you'd like your joy or sorrow shared aloud. You can also reach our office during the week if it comes to you then when you're sitting at home on a Wednesday evening at 8:35 and you think, oh, I've got one. You can email joysandsorrows@uufco.org. That's another way to let us know what you'd like lifted up. And you can light some candles here on the side for something that's going on inside of your life or in your heart. We have one written joy this morning. It is that we celebrate with Tom and Maggie McCullough this week as they rejoice in their 48th wedding anniversary. I'm not sure if they're here. Maybe they're off celebrating their 48th wedding anniversary. Good for them. And let's, while people are lighting candles, since we just had one, let's make a healing, holding sound together, which is to just find a tone that you like and hum it. Life has ups and downs, and sometimes it feels like all those things at once. Something like the passing of a queen, which might bring up for us thoughts of consistency and loyalty and dedication to something higher than oneself and to purpose. Might bring up difficult thoughts of colonialism and plunder and appropriation. Something like September 11th, whose anniversary is today, brings up difficult images that still resonate with us, and yet conjures up that beauty of human spirit that poured out right after and still continues to this day in that spirit. You might think of the war in Ukraine, incredibly horrifying, showing us the depths of human cruelty, while also reminding us of the ways that the human spirit can soar when it comes together with each other. All these things at once. All these things are one. As our prayer today, I invite you to just remain seated as we sing together, "We Would Be One."
We
this looks like a mere fancy table cover. What if I told you it was actually bits of the ocean? What if I also said we needed 4 people to come be the ocean up here for us? Could I get 4 folks up here? Or maybe you can get 8 folks. You can do 2 each. 8 folks, 2 each, yeah. Here we go. Okay, now just stand up in front of the table here. Okay, all right. Okay, we got some more people. All right, no, down here. One side, all right. You take another side. All right, if you just line up in front, over here, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna grab one side. Okay, and let's see, Elliot, you need a partner with yours. Just keep going down by the piano. Go all the way across. Can you help me, Corey? Okay, we need one more. Here, there you go. Okay, now you all just kind of be, and your part's gonna be clear. You're the ocean, okay? Got it, okay. And when the river comes down, you all just swoosh and swoosh and swoosh. Okay, right. So, and our river folks, can we come down? All right, so I've got a story to tell you all. It's a story about, I'll come up here. It's a story about 2 rivers. And they were within shot of each other. There's this one river over here, you can see by the window. And it was kind of bright and crystally, and then there was this other river that had like dark, deep pools in it. And they used to flow kind of close to each other, and they would argue about who was the best river, and the deep river would say, I've got these deep pools in me, and the fish love to do their swimming and flapping and flipping in me. I'm obviously the best river. And the bright, crystally river said, no, you don't understand. The sun shines off of me, and it sparkles, and I'm just so beautiful. And so the deep river says, no, you're not. I'm clearly the best. Because I'm deep, the animals come to me, and they drank out of my water, and it's so lovely. The animals and the life, it just surrounds me. And the crystalline one's like, yeah, that's nice and everything, but have you seen the beautiful trees and foliage around me? And it went on like this, back and forth for years and years as these 2 rivers flowed. And then one day, those rivers, they crossed. You might have to look back there for this part, y'all. That's where the action's happening. These two rivers turned a corner, and they went down this waterfall, and they joined together. These 2 rivers who thought they were so different, thought they were so special and unique, and the best river ever. They turned this corner, and those 2 rivers came together, and they began to flow with one another. And they thought to themselves, oh my goodness, this feels amazing. I thought I was the best. I thought I was the ultimate river until I started flowing with this other river. And now I see that something different is possible. And then they got a little nervous because they realized they were rushing towards this big body of water, the ocean in front of them that they had never seen before. And they thought, what's going to happen when we run into the ocean? And what happened was the river joined the ocean, and all kinds of flapping about happened. And they mingled, and the waters danced, and the waters swirled, and the river and the ocean played, and the waters mingled, and it was beautiful, and the water pieces were one. And then they heard a cloud laughing up above, and the cloud said, rivers, you thought you were the best. You thought you were the only one. Little did you know, there is no best or worst. There is no greatest or least. There is only the fact that we are all beautiful individuals, and truly, we are all one together. And that's the story of the 2 rivers coming and dancing and having a party in the ocean. Thank you, waters. I like this story, and I have to say that I find it confusing at the same time. This song we sing, We Would Be One, I find it puzzling because we always talk about this idea that, you're a beautiful individual, you're unique, you're special because you're you. And yet, am I off? Now I'm on. You're unique, and yet we're all one. We're all one together. Now, how does that work? How does that work? That seems to be one of those things, a paradox that doesn't make sense. And yet, it's true. We talk about belonging. What does it mean to belong to something, with something? Brene Brown, who's done all kinds of beautiful research on shame and belonging and vulnerability, she says that belonging is very different than fitting in. Fitting in, she would say, has us look around and assess and say, what is the normal thing and how can I do it? And how can I fit into that? What can I compromise? How can I adapt to fit in to what is already there? But belonging asks and invites us into something very different. Belonging invites us to be ourselves, which isn't always easy work. She would say it invites us to be vulnerable, but also to be courageous. And in this way, when each of us is doing the continued work of trying to be ourselves, of just trying to be more of that true, authentic self that we feel and know is deep down inside of us, that calls to us, that beckons to us and says, me over here, this is us, this is you. When we do that, we create a space that is open for everyone to do that. And true belonging comes when we can all be ourselves and be respectful of one another, creating space for one another to be in community. Once we form a community, once we find belonging, which is sometimes an ongoing process of deepening and unfolding and exploration, we find that we are moved to offer back into a community, to hold others, to offer ourselves to be such as a candle in the wind. On the water. This community is made up of us and what we bring into it. We celebrate our water ritual this morning, our water celebration, our water ceremony. We invite you to come up during this time. If you would like to come up, you can come up the side aisles, and then we'll invite you, when you come up, to think about what it is that you might be hoping to or bringing into this community this year, or hoping for this community. That doesn't mean that you have to have whatever this is, this idea, say it's peace. It doesn't mean that you're going to be a master of peace already and bring peace into this community, but that you might hope to bring a peaceful spirit with you as you shape this community. And so we invite you to come up and share your word, and then just have a drop of water into our shared bowl. You might have brought your own water, as is sometimes the custom in this congregation, to bring waters from your places and travels from the summer. If you've done that and would like to say a word or two about what your water is or where it has come from, feel free to do that. So I invite us to come up as you feel moved, but ideally from the front back, because that makes it more orderly. And just think and meditate for a second on what it is you're hoping for yourself and for this community in this coming year. You try this.
Healing.
Connection.
Love.
Creativity. Clarity. Understanding.
Hope. Justice.
Climate change.
Joy.
Calm,
Serenity.
play,
Community.
nourishment,
Love my waters from Bandon. Nature.
hope and joy,
Friendship. Creativity.
love,
A sense of belonging.
Acceptance.
community, serenity, being together again.
Contemplation.
Community.
Acceptance.
Connection.
Friendship,
A universe filled with wisdom.
Kindness.
curiosity, fewer guns and less violence,
Peace and love. Rediscovery.
spirituality,
Healing.
gratitude,
Connection. A home.
growth,
Confidence.
Healing and ending homelessness.
good listening,
Meaning.
A look to our future. Hope.
Kindness.
Beauty.
Wisdom.
Love.
Patience.
Friendship.
Laughter.
Nourishment.
Hope and justice.
Connection.
Compassion.
Friendship.
Joy.
Courage and softness. Family in a new home. Open-heartedness.
Empathy.
Acceptance. Peace.
Life.
Gratitude.
Laughter.
Healing.
Family. More hugs. Healing. Stewardship.
I'm enlightenment.
You know, I'm going to say music.
Smiles. Anyone else who was not able to come up, we can bring the microphone to you. Back. All right. You can pour the water in, say a word of hope. Kindness.
I'll add a little more water to our water ceremonies from the last 5 years. Because where we have been from always continues with us. And this is how. This is how we are all beautiful individuals with our hope, our prayers, and our unique loves. And yet, we are all one. We come together. We widen our hearts and widen our perspective. We see that we share this humanity, we share this life. We are interconnected, each and every one of us. Each and every one of us. Interconnected in this shared life. It is a difficult life. It is a beautiful life. We are grateful. It is a shared life.
I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we sing our closing hymn. There's a river flowing in my soul. Let us say together the covenant of this fellowship, our promise to one another. Love is the spirit of this fellowship, and service is its law.
This is our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
A blessing called sanctuary. You hardly knew how hungry you were to be gathered in, to receive the welcome that invited you to enter entirely. Nothing of you found foreign or strange, nothing of your life that you were asked to leave behind or to carry in silence or in shame. Tentative steps became settling in, leaning into the blessing that enfolded you, taking your place in the circle that stunned you with its unimagined grace. You began to breathe again, to move without fear, to speak with abandon the words you carried in your bones that echoed in your being. You learned to sing. But to deal with this blessing is that it will not leave you alone. It will not let you linger in safety or stasis. The time will come when this blessing will ask you to leave, not because it has tired of you, but because it desires for you to become the sanctuary. Become the sanctuary that you have found, to speak your word into the world and to tell what you have heard with your own ears, seen with your own eyes, and known with your own heart, that you are beloved, precious child of God, beautiful to behold, and you are welcome and more than welcome here. Indeed, we all are. Go in peace.